Trump-Pence campaign have a question of the day for Joe Biden. Early voting has started in the state of North Carolina, and since I'm going out to vote Monday, I decided to live in a nice fantasy world where I am somehow undecided on who to vote for my president-elect. Okay, so to start with, I have basically my three main concerns that I want addressed by a president, and then I'm going to go back and forth between the platforms to see what they offer to me as an individual. The number one concern I have with America as a nation is our involvement overseas in like military stations, and I just think it's very weird to have US troops in literally every country. It's just like very overbearing, and I feel like our military is way overextended and overfunded. So I would like the military to be defunded and for troops to come back home. So let's start with Biden. I Googled Biden platform 2020 and got Joe Biden's vision. He has his bold ideas based on building back better. That's cute. Now, he has a lot of plans. Joe Biden has a lot of plans for, it seems, everybody. But let's see if he has anything for, okay, he has an agenda for the Jewish community and students and Black community and Catholics and opioids and a plan for housing, a plan for climate change. I'm not saying military, y'all. I might have to control F this. The Biden plan for campaign finance and government reform. That could be the closest thing we have for defunding military, but it mostly is talking about corrupting influence of money and power, which is also important, but not what I'm looking for. I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, so basically, Joe Biden doesn't have the one platform I'm looking for, which is bringing troops back home and ending some of the overseas interference. Now, moving on to the Trump campaign, I would like to say that it says August 23rd, 2020, hasn't been updated since, and that it's listed as like an article. Actually, Trump's campaign announces President Trump's second term agenda, fighting for you. This is a press release. Trump's platform is a press release. The reason I'm doing this video is because with platforms, there's like concrete evidence of what you're standing for. So it's like Trump can lie up and down the Mississippi River, but if he said on his website, I will do this, then you have something to show other people. Like the video clips are cute, but that man says 1,000 things. You can find 3 examples of him agreeing or disagreeing with almost anything. So it's like his clips matter less than his official platform. What is even worse about this is that the Republican Party did not release a platform for their 2020. The Republican Party itself didn't release a platform at all. The Democrats did. They released an almost 100-page document detailing their plans for America. The Republicans did not. They just said that they will second the Trump's platform, which is a series of bullet points. Trump's second term agenda is a series of bullet points without any measure of accountability or foreshadow into the future at all. Okay, America First foreign policy. The bullet points, all 5 of them. It says stop endless wars and bring our troops home. I'm into that. Not into the lack of a year, plan, outline. Get allies to pay their fair share. I'm also into that. I don't think we should enter into agreements where all the countries aren't contributing as much as us, which, yes, sounds very Republican, I know, but I think it's true. Maintain and expand America's unrivaled military strength. That's a downer. I don't know how we're going to bring our troops home while expanding the military strength unless they just want to get more drones, which I'm also against. I'm so upset that Trump's campaign addresses my concern more than Biden's, but it's actually utter shit. So that's something. So the second thing that I want addressed by the President of the United States is reparations for Black Americans. We've seen the story told over and over again. Black people were used for their labor without being compensated, and then every time they were able to get a leg up financially, it was literally destroyed. Since I'm on Trump's page, let's Control F. See if there's anything about reparations. No. Let's see if there's anything about Black people. No. African American. No. Okay. Colored? No. Okay. Trump says nothing about Black people or reparations. Biden. Let's see if you say anything about reparations. No. All right, Black people. We saw a few plans for Black people, so let's see what that goes. Lift every voice, the Biden plan for Black America. Joe Biden knows that African Americans can never have a fair shot at the American dream. Thanks. Okay. Okay, so the plan is to advance the economic mobility of African Americans. That would be would that be reparations? Expand access to high quality education because surprise, surprise, here in the South, we're actually more segregated than ever. Most people go to school with their similar race. Okay, so it's basically a bunch of business opportunities for Black people and rolling back Trump administration policies. Which, I mean, thanks, I guess. That would be cute. His other Black agenda highlights from Joe Biden's agenda for the Black community. He wants to create wealth in the Black community because we all know that capitalism will save us. But specifically, he's doing it in the HBCUs. And, like, I didn't go to an HBCU, so housing quality, that's cute. But where's reparations? So both of them failed on reparations. This is getting sad. Wow, that was so stressful that I had to take a cheesecake break. So the last policy that I'm really needing an answer on is climate change. Because it's like, how are you going to keep the human race alive in a dirty kitchen? You can't do it. So let's see what Biden has. Because I saw it earlier, the Biden plan for climate change. Biden's plan for a clean energy revolution and environmental justice. That sounds snazzy. Okay, so he wants to take drastic change, drastic action. Joe Biden knows there's no greater challenge facing our country and our world. He believes in the Green New Deal. So he wants to achieve a 100% clean energy economy no later than 2050. Good. These corporations are always the ones making things worse for us and never held accountable. So plus on that, build a stronger, more reliant nation. So basically making smart investments in building things, which is cool. I mean, truly, utopia is getting to the point where humans can just be and create and have entertainment and not worry about money. So yeah, it looks like Joe Biden has a good plan for addressing climate change in a way of reducing our emissions through corporations and infrastructure, which I am approving of. Now, let's see if Trump addresses climate change. Control F says that he does not have climate change. You know, maybe he's using the older term, global warming. Global warming? Nope, not global warming. Environment? No. Green? No. That's weird. He has a question a day for Joe Biden, but he doesn't have anything about the environment? Okay, let's look through some of Trump's bullet points and see what he's trying to pull together here. He wants to create 10 million new jobs in 10 months. How? In what? For who? Cut taxes. We don't need to cut taxes anymore. I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes increasing taxes is good. If you're wondering why Canada has free healthcare, it's because they pay more taxes. And when everyone pays a little more, everyone gets a big benefit. Bro, raise the taxes, raise the minimum wage. Raise your sons to not rape women. Raise your sons to not rape women. Just saying. Okay, wow. And our reliance on China. I'm guessing in parentheses he was supposed to say, and gain some in Russia, which is weird because aren't they on the same team? He wants to cut prescription drug prices, put patients and doctors back in charge of our healthcare. Bro, I don't want to be in charge of healthcare. I don't want my doctor to be in charge of my healthcare. I want free healthcare. I just want to give them my card and be like, here I am. My back hurts. Help me without charging me $600, please. Drain the swamp, pass congressional term limits. I wish I knew what that meant, but it's literally a bullet point. It's literally a bullet point. Okay. Defend American values. It says protect unborn life through every means available, but not protect life through every means available. Looking over Trump's campaign notes, I don't think I definitely learned something new, that he's a bigger dumbass than I ever thought. But I also learned that Trump supporters obviously did not look at this. I just wish that people would actually look at the platforms, you know? If you're not going to vote for Biden just because you realize that Trump's a terrible person, then please look at their platforms. If you don't have common sense, at least get information. So if you are actually undecided or you really just did not want to vote because you don't think your vote matters, it does. It obviously does. And honestly, if you still just don't want to vote after all of this information, I just think that you're selfish. If you can't vote for your own opinions, at least vote for everyone else. Like, it's so obvious that Biden would be helpful to the United States and that Trump is a detriment to our society. Period. But also vote for your senators, your councilors, your district members, your attorney general. All of these things obviously matter. Next time a police officer kills an unarmed black person, because you know it's going to happen again, remember that you could have voted in a person that would have stood for justice and you decided that it wasn't worth waiting in line for. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Vote for Joe Biden. Let's get Trump out of office and into jail. And that's it. Have a great day. Thanks.